Welcome to the Listening Well, the space where every story matters. I'm Shania, your host and therapist, here to share real conversations and anonymous letters from listeners who are ready to speak their truth or just share something that they want to tell. Some stories are spoken, some are written, all are worth hearing. Let's listen in. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today to a new episode and another story. We are here today with our new guest, Dallascollis. Can you share a little bit about yourself and what drew you to reach out to join the pod?
Well, just like you, we're trying to share voices in support of people. We use the word struggling.
Okay.
I think life for many people, maybe for everyone at certain times, is a struggle. And I believe what we struggle with is our story, that we identify as the story that we say we are. And that story is built up of our history, our yesterdays piled up into pages and chapters of our life. And at a certain point, we identify as our story. So that you meet me in real life and you say, tell me something about yourself. I start telling you some of my story.
Right.
Which is what we're doing right now.
Yes.
Well, for me, the story is the problem. All of life, every problem you've ever heard of or seen or felt yourself, every worry, anxiety, trauma, concern, regret, fear, is all a part of a story that we believe.
Right.
I believe there is no reality to the story. So I come out of my childhood, bullied and abused psychologically and physically.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Pardon me? It's not an unusual story.
That is true.
That's the sadder part.
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
It's a very common story. And I came out knowing I was not good enough, not smart enough, not capable, didn't fit in, wasn't going to make it to the A list, wasn't going to be successful. Believing all that based on a story that taught me that.
Right.
And we call that emotional baggage. And we all have emotional baggage that we carry. Well, we all get to, I think, the same initial addiction. And that addiction is blame. I blamed the school. I blamed the church. I blamed Boy Scout leaders and summer camp counselors. We blame other people, events, happenings, experiences for how we are. And so in that reality, we don't take responsibility for ourselves. That's why we tell the story.
Right.
I call it the story mind. That we live in this story mind from yesterday. Everything we know is from our past. Our history is what we lean on, we speak to, we act as. Even in the moment, we're living in the past because we can only know what we've learned. Right? And the future is actually the past because we're projecting what we know of ourselves into an idea of us tomorrow. So really, we are completely historical beings having experiences right now.
Well said.
So I get very lucky. I wake up one morning 4 months into a global pandemic and I have cancer.
Okay.
This is the best day of my life. I go
That's
through
a
treatment.
different perspective for sure.
I go through surgery and treatment. My wife and I separate. I lose my house. I lose my business. I lose my family in any way you could see a family. I end up alone, alcoholic, and suicidal. In 1 year, exactly 1 year.
Sounds really fabulous.
Tough. What a wonderful year. That opened the door. You see, my whole story, everything that I believed about me, I would turn around, it's burned to the ground. There's nothing left for me to heal or recover or rebuild. It's gone. Everything I think is me is burned to the ground. And in that moment, on a podcast, a man talking about consciousness, which I thought was woo-woo, he says, show me yesterday. Shania, show me yesterday. Where is it? Is it in a filing cabinet in your den and you go to the filing cabinet and pull yesterday out and go, look, here's yesterday.
Right.
It doesn't exist. It's not tangible. It's not real. So I have just believed a story about me, believed it so completely that it almost killed me. How is this possible? That story isn't me. It's just memory and things I can bring up from the past.
Right.
It's not real. It's not here right now. If I was traumatized 50 years ago, an event happened 50 years ago, right? It was real then. How did it get here?
Right.
I had to pick it up. I had to give it a meaning. I had to create the feeling of the pain in me. I had to put that trauma in a bag, throw it over my shoulder, and walk with it for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who brought it here, not the person or people who traumatized me. I did. I'm responsible for carrying it. I'm responsible for keeping its meaning alive, keeping the feeling alive, revisiting it over and over as it becomes me. It becomes a part of who I believe I am. This is all emotional baggage.
Right.
We carry this stuff by our abilities to carry it, not by someone else's. But because we don't take responsibility, we don't own it. And if you don't own it, you can't put it down. You have to keep carrying it. Blame means you are in prison with it. You can't leave your prison until you take responsibility and say, this is mine. I have carried it. I'm the only one responsible. Wow. This means I can put it down.
Yeah.
This means I can walk away. This means I could choose today to not live yesterday.
Right.
It is that simple. Life is that simple. We are all believing a story about ourselves and living it like we're on stage. And the director is our ego.
Yes.
Telling us why we're superior or inferior, why we're good, why we're bad, why we're strong, why we're weak. This voice in our head, the script of our story that we didn't even write. Like any actor, we get a script, we read it, we learn it, we practice it over and over. We memorize the story until we're so good at acting it that it is us.
Right.
And we believe it. And here we are in all this problem and trouble and regret and fear and concern and struggle in relationships and work friends and all these situations, all because we're believing a story about ourselves.
Right.
Instead of who we are is the story. Our image, our identity. That's who you say you are. What are you, though? Well, I believe you are just beauty, love, and happiness. That's it.
That's a great
Look into a baby's eyes moments after birth, and every human being who looks into that baby's eyes sees the same thing. They see beauty, love, and happiness. The baby has no story. It has no attitude. It's not good, bad, or indifferent. It's not a skin color or a religion. It's just beauty, love, and happiness, a life. Then we put the story. Then we build a story. And we create a drama. And we're suddenly in a Netflix series. We're in a big silver screen movie. And we're believing that is our life. And we forgot what we were, what we truly are.
Yeah.
Is just that beauty, love, and happiness. And you look around the world and we'll kill each other in wars because we believe a story. So deeply we'll kill each other. It's madness. And we are locked into this belief in this story, each and every one of us. And we struggle with our story every day. Why do we struggle with it? Why don't we just believe in everything's fine? It's just a story. Because that real, true you is also a voice. You know, your rational brain looks at things that you're upset about, and it goes, you know, Shania, you're not looking at this thing very straight. You're getting too emotional and making things up here, and you're inflating it and exaggerating it and just getting yourself worked up. That's the rational. That's the true ability to see things clearly. But for so many of us, we're so deep in the story, we can't believe there could be any truth other than the story. And we see everyone else around us in a story. And I've been practicing my story all my life. So I'm good at it. I know all the lines. I know where to be on the stage at every moment. I know which mask to put on for work or for play with friends or with family or when I go to church. I put on the mask that fits that act of the movie. And we all do this, so it seems to be the reality.
Right.
What if it's not? What if we just are beautiful, loving, happy beings, and that's all we are? You ask any person alive, we're all looking for the same thing. Happiness. A calm, peaceful existence. Happiness. That's all we ever want. Every parent, After saying I want my child to be an athlete, a doctor, a lawyer, well, what do you really want in the end? Just so they're healthy and happy?
Exactly. And have that.
I want the same thing. So we know what life's purpose is. We know what life's meaning is. It's just that. It's so simple. It's unbelievable. And we're raised to believe the world is so big and complicated.
Yeah.
So hard to understand. You have to work so hard. You have to overcome. You have to be disciplined and tough. And so we think the movie's huge. It's incomprehensible. And so we find it hard to believe it could be so simple.
Right, right.
We're just love, beauty, and happiness, and that's it.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Yes, thank you for this a huge opening into who you are and the perspective that you have. It's really beautiful. I'm really, interested in learning more on how you got there. A lot of the things that you shared really speak to me of some of the concepts from the book, The Four Agreements. One of our guests recently mentioned it and kind of brought up some of those concepts that's in there. And it really, like the words that you're speaking, is extremely empowering and letting people know that like you have the ability to take control over your life and what that looks like and what that means to you and upholding your values in your day to day. And it makes me also think about like presence and the importance of being present quite literally in your day, kind of removing the worries of tomorrow, the concerns of what happened yesterday and in the past. And I think that's just really powerful and strong. And, thank you for taking the moment that you did to share your mindset. And I hope that a lot of people can take a lot from that, as I did, and I resonate deeply with a lot that you shared. Do you mind kind of giving a little bit of insight in, how you got to where you are in developing this framework? Because I'm sure it's not like an easy feat to be able to get to this space.
I didn't do it.
Okay.
I didn't do anything. That's who I am. I simply uncovered the person that had been hidden all these years, hidden under pain and beliefs and stories. And when you have your life sort of burned to the ground,
yeah,
cancer, lose your wife, your family, your house, your business, everything that you are is gone.
Right.
Then it's like the covers come off. And underneath is this person, and you realize nothing has ever happened to me. It's just me that has happened to me. Everything else would be blaming, would be irresponsibility. And that's what I did all my life. You were the one who was at fault. You hurt me. You disappointed me. You didn't love me right. You didn't show up for me the way I want. You didn't trust me the way I want. You didn't support me the way I want. Everything was blame. Everything was my fear and insecurity. As soon as it was burned to the ground, there was nothing to blame.
Right.
And there was this person. And it turns out, oh my God, they're not going to die. It's not going to kill you? Then nothing does. This is all mental. You're here. You, Shania, are the most important person on planet Earth.
Right.
And there's no doubt about that. No doubt. Not in a selfish way. In a reality. If you weren't here, there wouldn't be a planet Earth. There wouldn't be love. There wouldn't be together. There wouldn't be anything because you wouldn't be here.
Right, right.
So you and all 8 billion other people are the most important people on the planet. Because for each of them, it's only there with them. And as soon as you remove what you thought was external out there, something to reach, success to get, something to buy, a person to find, a love to acquire, all these things out there. As soon as that's gone, you have them all. You've always had them. You're the winner. You've just been covered by a story that said, oh, you're losing. Oh, they're better. Oh, you have to work harder. It was all fantasy. All you have is this day. You mentioned awareness. We got taught the secret to life on the first day of grade 1 at school, all of us. We're sitting there in our desks, scared and fidgeting and excited and everything, all these emotions racing around. The teacher walks to the front of the class and says, attention, class, attention. And then it said, Shania, here. Dallas, here. What are we saying? We were told to be at attention and be present, be here. That was the secret. Because if you're in attention and you're here, aware, you can't be in your memories of yesterday or your anxious thoughts about tomorrow. The brain doesn't do that. When it's in attention, it can only be right here. And so if we keep ourselves awake and out of habits and routines and sleepwalking through our day, that's living in the story mind. When you're in attention, you're not.
Right. Do you think that there's anything in particular about, like, if we think about like the norms that we have and like the social expectations and constructs that we live within, if you could think of like your top one thing or maybe few things, so that's a hard thing to ask, that really maintains this space that we're in of like not fully being present and constantly reaching these things that we feel like we have to do, and making ourselves feel bad for not being in this particular space or place in life. Like, is there anything that you feel is upholding us to that and kind of forcing all of us to feel like that's the way that we're supposed to live?
Well, if you're 40 years old, you've been practicing for 40 years to live by your script, to live with your masks, to live with the external world and what it means to you, right? You've been practicing for 40 years. So you're not going to just turn and go, I was mistaken. I'll just live this way now. That just doesn't happen.
Right.
You know, it took me burning down a whole life to change. I don't know what it takes you or someone else, and no one can know. I think what's important to know is that baby is still you. You know, my mother died 5 months ago. 2 hours before she died, I looked into her face and I saw the same thing as the baby. I see beauty, love, and happiness for a life lived. I don't see pain and struggle and fear, but that's a choice of looking at it. It's always there. You know, I tell you 10 wonderful things about you today, how terrific you are. And then I give you one criticism about yourself. And tonight you're at home at the dinner table going, can you believe that guy said that about me?
Yep.
That is the problem. We are built in fear and insecurity. So we are attuned our radar to picking up anything negative and inflating it and running with it because the ego is there to say, look out, you're in danger. And the 10 good things are forgotten. And if we simply turned our focus and saw every day of our lives, there are 10 great things and one problem.
Right. And having that gratitude for those things and consciously being intentional about it. Because like you just said, our brain's like, what are those problems? Like, what are the things that we have to fix when we're overlooking all the positives? Like, the sun is out today. Like, there are birds. I hear people playing. Like, all those little spaces of gratitude and positive things that we overlook on our constant basis. Like, what you're saying is so true, just to bring more happiness, joy, reconnection to our true selves, that we're all beautiful, have value, have belonging, have purpose.
Yeah. And it's so simple. You know, when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, it's incredibly simple. And instead, we're dealing with this massive puzzle and we can't figure out the pieces and struggling and fighting. And we don't need to be. You just mentioned something and I'm now working on the opposite side of, and that is gratitude. I'm no longer a believer in gratitude. I think it's a problem.
Okay, tell me more.
I think gratitude's a problem because it externalizes something good for me. I am grateful for you. I am grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my whatever. It's externalizing your existence again. It's the same thing. We become addicted to the things that will make us happy. I'm grateful. Instead, I appreciate what I am. Regardless of what I have, regardless of what I achieve, I am just grateful for being. Gratitude keeps me at arm's length. Gratefulness puts me in my heart. I am grateful to be here, to be able to share this moment with you. But sharing with you is not gratitude because I don't need you.
Right.
I need the gratefulness of me being. I can't give you my love. I can't take your love, but we can share the love. And that's only because we appreciate ourselves that we can share it. So that's my little bit on gratitude and being external. That's all.
No, I appreciate that. I love any opportunity that I get. And this is, part of the purpose of this entire podcast is to be able to open up my horizons, learn about other people's walks of life, their perspectives, their frameworks, where they come from, to be able to open up my understanding and what it is that I, believe in and walk in and what into my daily life. And what you said is really important and really true, because I think there is so much in knowing how to find joy within yourself and without that external, because then if it's gone, then it's like, now what? Like your happiness is gone. And like that's
exactly. You can't be taken away, but the things that you think give you your meaning can all be taken away.
Right.
So the nervous system is always in fear because it knows you could lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So you are never secure in the things you think make you happy or give you meaning, because things don't.
Right.
They only come from you. Everything that happens to you in your life doesn't come with a meaning. It's just an event. You take it, accept it or not, give it meaning or not. That meaning creates a feeling in you, and that is an attachment you have with that thing.
Right.
But that's all created by you, not by the thing. The forest has no meaning, but I go walk in it and I feel the universe and love and beauty and happiness and calm. That's me doing that, not the forest. We confuse everything out there, and therefore we need to own it. We need to possess it. We need to hold it. We need it for our meaning. And that's where all the trouble starts. You already have everything because you are the beauty and love and happiness. The one thing that you want out of life, you are born as. It's just been covered up. You've fallen for a disguise. Everyone's saying, take your mask off. We want the authentic you, the real you. What are we searching for here? We know there's a problem. We know we're playing this part, but it's so hard to stop playing it. It's an unbelievable addiction. It's the ultimate addiction.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
because we think it protects us.
Yep, absolutely. I think a lot of people are starting to come to that realization of us, like, kind of having those masks off, even though we're thinking that we have them off, even though we are trying to be our authentic selves because we're being asked to be, but we're still so very often not in true connection with ourselves. But there is that process, like you said, of like, how do we get there? Like, what is the right process? What do we do? Someone give me the step-by-step, play-by-play book of how to get there.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Making that step. I mean, it starts with being able to question your memories. Not taking for granted what you believe about yourself. And we know memories are incredibly fallible. They're not good.
Yeah.
They don't work. We lean on them as if they're real, and they're not. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and we get together and we talking about an event from our childhood. We all experienced it, and each of us has a different story.
Yeah.
Each of us says it was a different place, a different time, a different person involved. How can this be if we were all had the same event, the same experience? Because you can't have an experience of someone else. You have yours.
Right.
So how do we know the truth of ours? 2 years ago, on this day, 2 years ago, you can't tell me what time you got up, what you wore for clothing, did you go to work or not, how were you feeling that morning, what did you have for breakfast, what did you have for lunch, what did you do in the afternoon, what time did you drive home, did you have dinner, who did you have dinner with, what did you do in the evening, did you watch a movie, what time did you go to bed? All that happened. All that was real. Why can't you remember a whole day?
Right.
Guess what? 95% of every day of our life, we can't remember. So why would we be thinking that some incredibly powerful memory that hurts us should be real? It's so obvious we have fallen for the story. We have eaten the idea. We have consumed the truth in belief. And belief is not real. It's just what we believe. That's all. I and a friend drank every day for 15 years at the same bar after work, every day, for 15 years. My life went through the year of life collapse. He went to the streets and fentanyl and homelessness. He had 100 mental disorders. I walk into a coffee shop a year and a half, 2 years ago, and there he is sitting in the corner reading a book looking normal.
Wow.
I'm stunned.
Yeah.
I'm stunned. You're alive.
Yeah.
How is this possible? And he tells me his story. What was it? Jesus saved him. God saved him. The church did. A street preacher, he suddenly heard some words that made sense. And then he started talking with him. And then he spent time. And then he went to meetings. And then he joined the church. And all of a sudden, his disorders evaporated. His addiction went away. He was saved.
Right.
And we talked. And we both understood in the end the story. saved him. It didn't have to be God and Jesus and the church. We both had a terrible story that beat us up so badly that we almost died.
Mm-hmm.
He got a new story, a story that said, we love you. You're
Right.
a part of our community. We accept you. And he believed that story, and he was saved.
Mm-hmm.
We are believers in stories.
Yeah.
If you get a good story, you get a good life.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a bad story, you get a bad life. And we have world leaders who tell stories to their whole country.
Yep.
And say, those people don't like you. Those people are bad. We're good. They're building weapons. They want to kill you. We have to defend ourselves until the whole nation believes it, and they send an army to kill brothers and sisters.
Yep.
Because we believe a story.
Mm-hmm.
Not because there's a reality to it. I mean, it's so fundamental. It is so fundamental that we can't see around the curtain and go, my God, there's nothing behind the story.
Yeah.
Look around the screen at the movie. The movie is playing on the screen. When the movie shuts off, it's an empty screen.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't watch the movie, there isn't a movie.
Right. Very true.
If you don't believe your story, there isn't a story. Why do you need to have a story? We're so self-identified. I need this identity to say, this is me. Why? For? What do you miss not having an identity? Why isn't just being in this day, seeing those birds, hearing those children playing outside, going to my job, and knowing I'm being responsible and putting a roof over my head, clothes on my back, looking after my kids, whatever it is? You're just being. Who cares what your identity is? Why would we make something out of it? That's the story. That's the ego saying, well, you're weaker, I'm stronger. I'm better, you're worse. This is just the story.
Thank you
It's
so much.
everything that stands in our way.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dallas. If there is one thing that someone can and should take away from all of the just like amazing things that you have said in this time together, what would that be?
Explore your history, because in there is the baggage that you struggle with. Is it true? Is it true? Say, what if?
Right.
What if that's not me? What if this beautiful, loving, happy person is the real me? And that's just a story. What if? That's all. Just say what if to yourself.
Thank you. And for every episode, we have our guests leave a question for our listeners to reflect on, respond to, and for the next guest on the show too. So if there is a question that you could ask, what would that be?
Who am I really?
That's
Who
deep.
are you really?
That's really
Yeah,
deep.
it is.
Best of luck to the next person on the show, because that is a hard question to ask. Spirit for a little while, but I might have to think about that question, maybe journal on it a bit, but that's a really strong question to ask.
It's to the point. It's to the point. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. And before we go, the previous guest on the show left a question for you too. They were a author of a book and shared a little bit about kind of what their process looked like with navigating systems of like mental health and criminal justice. And their question for you is, what is a key takeaway and something that you can do to make someone's life better tomorrow?
What is the thing I can do to make somebody's life better tomorrow? Love them. Unconditional. No expectation on you.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
I accept you.
You might have some good book recommendations. Are there any readings, things that you have found insightful that connects to what you've shared that you wouldn't mind sharing with our listeners?
Well, I'm reading the classic I Am That right now.
Okay.
And it's a classic spiritual text. It's all about this, investigating who am I?
Okay.
Who am I really?
Thank you. Thank you. And any last pieces or takeaways that you would like to share?
I want to talk with you. Let's call us at gmail.com. It's that simple.
Okay.
We need to talk. That's why you're doing this, and you're doing such a valuable thing here.
Thank
just
you.
to be getting people to come out and talk. Yeah.
And I'll just see each
This
other.
is great.
We've all existed. Human experience has existed far too long for anyone to have gone through something that no one else has. And I hope that this gives people a way to see themselves in other people and know that you're not alone, and that stranger walking by you probably has had many of similar experiences to you and you just don't know it yet.
Absolutely. You and I are exactly the same.
It sounds like it. We
We're
resonate.
all the same.
Keep in connection.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on to the show, Dallas. I'll be sure to link your email and any other ways for folks to get connected to you. You really have shared such a testimony. And I hope that you continue what you're doing in terms of just spreading this framework, spreading this perspective, because I think it's, what the world really needs to hear right now, to take it, receive it, and also apply it to their lives as well.
Yes. Thank you, Shania. It's a pleasure to be here. Keep going, girl. Keep doing this.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in today. And like Dallas said, please reach out to him. I hope that you guys also get an opportunity to connect deeper with him as well and have taken something from today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Hi, as you know, we are now in our reflection piece of today's episode. This one was a bit longer than our usual, and I'm so grateful for it. Before Dallas came on to the show, sometimes I have an opportunity to kind of see what folks are going to share, and I didn't, and I'm actually really glad because what he shared was just really powerful to me. I mean, sometimes it could be a really hard concept to grasp, and knowing that as people, as being, that we do have value regardless of who we are, what we do, what we bring to the table, and all these conversations that we have of how do we conceptualize our value in this world and what is our purpose? And I think that it's a beautiful statement to say our purpose is just to be here, to connect with other people as human beings, and to love each other and share love. And something that I shared with Dallas right after we were done recording is that I'm appreciative of him, being open to sharing his story, his testament, this perspective. I don't know what the right word is, but just sharing this with the world, because as we know, things are very difficult right now, very divided on whichever side of whatever side you may be on in terms of topics, challenges, problem, etc., etc. And having this way of understanding of each other and connection with other people, I think, is what the world needs for us to be able to continue to exist as human beings in this society. So as always, I look forward to any conversation that comes from this episode. If you're listening on Spotify, you can comment and conversate in the comment section. Of course, if you're on YouTube, you can always have conversations there too. And something that you'll see in the show notes that I have not mentioned before is that we now have a reading list linked. So all the books that are mentioned by myself or other guests on the show, you'll be able to find them there. What's linked is a link tree. So I hope that you'll be able to read some books. Reading is good. It's a great way to touch grass, get off your phones, and etc., etc. But I hope that you have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, and be well.
Thanks for joining me at the Listening Well. If you have a story, a secret you've never shared, or a question you'd like advice on, or just something that you would like to share with somebody else, you can send it in anonymously if you wish at the email thelisteningwell25@gmail.com. Every story matters here, and I can't wait to hear yours. Until next time, keep listening and sharing.